everybody. Welcome back to the Blind Press YouTube and Twitch channels. I hope you're all having a wonderful Monday. I apologize for being late. I had some appointments to take care of, and unfortunately, I have another appointment tomorrow morning, but it will make me less late than it did today.
That's good.
But it's just a heads up. I'm just pulling up Twitch chat here, so I've discovered that on my phone, I do not see chat. So, and then I feel like I lose viewers on Twitch because I don't see their chats, and that's not okay. So, I'm pulling up Twitch chat in a separate window as to be able to take an eye or keep an eye on it. There. Okay. So, as I said, I hope you are all doing very, very well. It is Monday. It is October. So, of course, it is getting colder and rainier and darker. And I don't like any of that. However, at least, we have wonderful people to talk to. We have each other to talk to. We have interesting videos to watch. We have coffee to drink. All of those wonderful things. And yeah, I've got a bunch of things for us to talk about. We're gonna start with a Reddit thread. Yeah, after we finish with the open. Like I said, we've been watching Fall of the House of Ushers over the weekend. We haven't quite finished it, but man, it's really good so far, and I'm really enjoying it. It's making me want to read Poe again, because I really like the cool idea of every episode being the title of a Poe short story and being a modernized version of that story, while also still tying into the overarching story of the whole series. It's really well done. I find that it's very, very, very well crafted. And I'm really happy to have, I'm glad that Pink Hollow found it, because it's great. It's really, really cool. And the horror, the way that the horror is done, it's really cool. Because it's a lot of horror stuff is very much in your face, and this is done really well because it's not like all the time horror, but the horror is so it's so well placed, and it's so very, very like it's shocking, but it's not over the top. Like, you know how some horror is just super gory and super gross just to be that way? No, this is that way in order to enhance the specific scene. I don't want to give too much away because it's a really new show and I don't want to spoil it, but it's just so damn good. It's so good. I'm really, really enjoying it. Yeah. And that's why I like it. It's not the Pink Hollow is right. The horror is not the centerpiece, and that's what makes it better. Because it's not just all horror. It's great. Okay. Now we're going to switch over to our live screen. There we go. Here is our post. Here we go. Where am I here? Okay. Okay, so the OP. So this is an archive. This is an archive for Am I the Asshole? OP has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the asshole. The action is telling a blind person their dog is pooping on the sidewalk and it isn't being picked up, so they should fix it. I could be an asshole for mentioning it and putting the responsibility on the blind person. After all, I could pick it up myself or offer a different solution. But the dog is pooping on a sidewalk where lots of people walk, and I feel we shouldn't have to just tolerate it either. I absolutely agree with you. In fact, as I know many guide dog handlers, one of the first things that you are taught when you are matched with a dog is how to relieve your dog. That's actually what it's called. It's the training technique is learning how to relieve your dog. And what you're taught to do is you're taught to pick a specific spot when you're at home or at work. Like if you're in a specific area that you're in a lot, then you pick a spot and you take the dog there and you say, okay, like you get them to go. And if it's a poop, you get actually a plastic bag, you put it over your hand, and then you pick up the poop with the bag and then turn the bag or like around so that the poop is in the bag. If you're walking, like you're taking your dog for a walk and it goes to the bathroom, usually you're also not just about the dog being trained. You have to be trained too. Hey, Cannibalistic Wizard. Which show? Oh, the Fall of the House of Usher on Netflix. Yeah. So this blind person is clearly not feeling for the cues of their dog while their dog is pooping. They're also not relieving their dog before they go on their walk, because it's not like a normal pet dog where you take your dog on a walk in order for it to poop. You take your guide dog on a walk, if you're not working that day and you're not like traveling specifically, you're going to want to exercise your dog. Do something, like do some sort of thing that where it's guiding you still. And you know, a lot of the time you'll be recommended, you know, let your dog go to the bathroom before or at the end of your walk. It's not hard. And there are just some blind people who shouldn't have a guide dog. And unfortunately, more and more schools are giving dogs to blind people whose cane skills aren't necessarily up to par, because it used to be that you would not get a dog unless your cane skills and your orientation and mobility was really good. Now you'll pretty much be able to find a school to give you a dog. If one rejects you because your O&M isn't great, then you will find one that will take you. And some of these people they take the whole your dog is a mobility tool way too far. There is, having strict guidelines for your dog while they're in harness. And then there is doing things like crating your dog all the time when you're not working the dog. I've actually spoken to a couple of guide dog handlers that had shepherds. And the dog, they weren't working the dog, and the dog was crated. And I'm like, are they in trouble? Like, did they have some food that they shouldn't have had? Like, why are they crated? And the person was like, oh, they just go in the crate when they're not working. And I'm like, but first of all, they're huge dogs. And second of all, they're shepherds. Like, why would you confine a herding dog and a dog that's trained to help you? Why would you confine that if you didn't have it working? Like, why would you teach it that home is punishment? That's crazy to me. Mm. Stop having French internet. Oh, is the internet being all funky again? So let's read some of these comments. Let's see what some of the people have to say. You would not be the asshole. This is something that service dog handler would need to know. Blind people are trained in how to handle this. At a convenient location, they're supposed to tell the dog, get busy and pet it while it relieves. Posture tells whether it's liquid or solid. At that point, they know where it is and use special bags to collect it. Yeah, pretty much what I said. Once the owner knows the dog's doing this during the walk, they'll take care of this before, or though they should take care of this before the walk. Yep. Let's see. What are other comments saying? Let's see. Now everyone's talking about their dog poop skill. Okay. Not the asshole. I have a seeing eye service dog. We are taught how to locate and pick up after them. If said user is refusing to pick up after you mention to it, they are 100% abusing their disability. Now, if they ask you to help locate it and you don't, maybe then you'd be an asshole. Yeah. But part of having a seeing eye dog is knowing how to take care of it, pick up after it. Yep. This comment should be higher up. I agree. Let's see. Not the asshole. Yep. Dog care, including for service dogs, has to include some plan for their own wellness and maintenance. At least feces cleanup is part of that. I am really happy to see so many not the assholes. Because sometimes when it comes to blindness, there are a lot of people that infantilize. Even if, wait, why would someone do something like that? Because they're assholes, Mark. That's why. If they refuse to pick up the poop, pick it up and chuck it as hard as you can at them. Hey, they can't see it coming. Well, how are they gonna freaking... I'm horrible. I am horrible. Ugh. As far as someone visually impaired picking up their dog's poop, it is very possible to do so if she knows how to and the dog knows how to direct her to do so. It is common for guide dogs for visually impaired to be trained to stand in position and alert their handler that they have finished. Yeah, it's true. I would suggest while this actually is happening and you see it, to gently approach the handler and just mention something like, your dog appears to be trying to go to the bathroom. Hopefully she can and will take the dog for its much needed break. She seems genuinely concerned about it and doesn't seem to realize you could kindly mention it that you've seen it do it here or something before or something similar. Hopefully she'll get the hint and add in more breaks about the time of day or something for her dog's sake. That's true too. The timing of day, like maybe she's not relieving her dog enough. So on the walk, maybe she's going somewhere. Maybe she's going home, or maybe she's going somewhere else, and she doesn't relieve her dog enough earlier on in the day. So maybe maybe it just doesn't get relieved. Laziness. Yes, that's another reason why somebody would crate their shepherd dog. You're right. Have a good time, cannibalistic wizard. No, but you're right, honey. The amount of blind people that are really, really lazy, like they don't do, and like even their housework, they don't do any of that stuff. They just sit around and yeah, it's sad. It is very, very sad. Let's quickly switch to Twitch chat and see if there's anybody over there. Let's see. Nope, we're good. Okay. Just wanted to quickly make sure. Let's read a couple more comments and then we'll see. I suspect this is not an actual guide dog. Guide dogs are trained to go on command and or at certain times of day or in certain places unless it's ill. No way a guide dog is randomly taking a dump or is just randomly stopping for a crap on a walk they'd regularly or their owner would notice. That's true. And this is the problem with the amount of people, like if you look at look on the internet, you can find somebody that you can pay to train your dog, and they're not going to be training them the way an accredited guide dog school that has been accredited for many, many years with a proper breeding program as well as a proper training program, then the dog is not going to be fully and properly trained, nor is the handler going to be fully and properly trained. So this is a big problem, and that's why we see all these fake like service dog harnesses, these fake service dog certificates, because it's getting more and more of a problem. Oh, it's just a lazy ass blind person. Oh, that's even more annoying. They just look. Oh, Jesus Christ, honey. They just let's sit around and let things pile up and become a fire hazard until they turn on their stove and suddenly poof, their apartment burns to the I love you so much right now. Oh my god, I love you so much right now. Oh, Jesus. Oh, OP. Let's see. Is it wearing a proper guide dog harness? That's a very good question. Current guide dog puppy raiser here. Yes, it can be an actual guide dog and have accidents. Although we train the dogs to go on command and only relieve when we give the command, the dogs aren't perfect. It sounds like what's happening with this dog is exercise-induced relieving, which the blind partner may not realize is happening. If you read what OP wrote, the dog is doing this while walking, so it isn't just randomly stopping for a crap on a walk. It is possible that the dog is ill or has picked up a bad habit and needs some retraining, or isn't being given enough opportunities to relieve, or isn't being asked to relieve before the walk, or a number of other possibilities. Yeah. Very true. Yeah. So I'm very happy with the amount of education that this thread seems to have about service dogs. That's amazing to me. I love it. I love it. I love the awareness. I love the awareness. Okay. We're going to go in a little bit of a backwards way. That's what we're going to do. We are going to start with the Sniper Wolf stuff. And then we're going to move on to the Victoria's Secret stuff, and then we're going to go on from there. So, let's take a look at Charlie's video, because that came out before the video that I found from Jack's Films. And we're going to find out what the hell Sniper Wolf is actually doing.
Hey, this is actually the most outrageous setup I've ever attempted. I've got the normal Sony camera balancing on a small beam in the hotel room here that's looking like a high wire out of a circus, and I have it propped up a little bit with the laptop flipped down and slightly angled at an obtuse angle in order to prop it up just a little bit so you can maybe see my face. I don't know what it looks like. You might be looking at just like
Sonic Superstars. Oh, is that the game that my kid is talking about?
Like my bottom, just a little bit so you can maybe see my face. I don't know what it looks like. You might be looking at just like my bottom chin. So I'm going to look like the secretary from the Powerpuff Girls, but
oh Jesus,
we're going to run it anyway. So as you can see, I'm still on my little expedition away from home. I'm in my hotel room. Don't be alarmed. I know I'm not wearing a white shirt, but this isn't a cry for help or anything. It's very cold. So I threw on one of the only long sleeve shirts that I had available. So that's the whole explanation there. Anyway.
Oh, Charlie, this is what I like about Charlie. He has fun with what he does, and he doesn't take himself too seriously.
The reason I have urgently scrambled here to get to this computer in order to talk about something is because a huge story has been developing over the last, I don't know, like 2 hours or something.
Sniper Wolf has lost your fucking mind.
Has now doxed Jack's Films. I'm sure this is something that a lot of you are moderately familiar with, but I'll just go ahead and give you the really brief nutshell rundown of what's going on. I didn't make that cut right there on purpose. This has nothing to do with the whole video, but I need to mention this. The camera just fell on its own and stopped recording. So we may have an angry poltergeist incident in here. I'm gonna have to get the fucking Luigi's Mansion vacuum out and just start going to town in here to clear the area and exorcise whatever spirits happen to be haunting this room.
I remember once it was in the early days of streaming, and my mic stand just let go. Everything just fell and unplugged and just crashed, and it was like, oh god.
But I'm going to finish the video regardless, but if you see my eyes roll into the back of my skull and I start levitating off the chair during it, just know, it's a haunting in Pittsburgh here. Or perhaps the cringe was too unbearable here with the subject we're covering. But anyway, back on topic. Sniper Wolf, huge channel. She mainly does TikTok reacts, which has made her
badly
the punching bag of the internet recently.
Yeah, but she doesn't. We've discovered that she doesn't actually react to TikToks. She pretends to react to TikToks.
She's caught more fire than the sequel to the Hunger Games.
Oh,
Because a lot of
damn.
people have been stating that what she does isn't really reacting to content, it's mainly just stealing it, freebooting it. And the entire internet has come together like this giant singularity and all collapsed onto Sniper Wolf as well as some other React channels as well for this type of content. And by far the biggest soldier on the front line
You mean XQC, shit like that?
of this battle is Jax Films. Jax Films made a whole video going over why what she does isn't acceptable and even made an entire channel dedicated to making fun of her and her content. And he
Good.
even has an entire bingo game that takes the piss out of her content more than
Oh!
a catheter takes the piss out of a hospital patient.
That's the dude. Okay, I've seen videos of Sniper Wolf Bingo. Yeah, okay. That's the guy. Okay.
He has pretty much daily uploads of just making fun of each of her daily reacts. This ongoing feud has been escalating and continuing for quite some time. We're in season 5 of this anime arc here, and it's only popping off more and more. And this whole situation has led to a can of worms opening. Pandora's box has been unleashed.
Of
so
course.
It's been a massive conversation across the entire internet with tons of content creators weighing in on it, such as Dark Viper having an entire series on React content. Mudahar's made quite a few pieces on it
Holy
as well. Just
shit,
tons of
really?
channels that have all been talking about it recently. And it's led to this witch's cauldron, this stew that's been brewing and bubbling, and now the cup runneth over, and all of this have spilt from the internet to the real world.
'Cause, nothing ever stays on the internet anymore. It always goes to the real world.
Allegedly, Sniper Wolf has just doxed Jax Films.
Jesus.
In an Instagram post, she
Why?
posted this. And it was more than just this picture here. Apparently, she even posted one of his house, which obviously I'm not going to show you. I'm not here to just hop on and give you a 4K display of Jax Films dojo here because...
And good for Charlie and the other creators that are not actually showing that picture, because that is how information gets massively spread, is somebody does it and then everyone goes, oh my god, look what they did, see? And then they show that picture to their audience and their audience and their audience, and it just...
Because Sniper Wolf posted it on her story. It's just an extremely degenerate, fucked up response to this whole situation from Sniper Wolf here.
Yeah, quite
It's
literally.
borderline illegal, I think. I don't
No,
think you can
I
just
think it's
dox
past the
somebody
borderline.
like this. And if it's not illegal, it's against YouTube's rules at the very least. And it violates the Geneva Convention of Internet Content Creators, where you never take internet beef into the real world.
The Geneva Convention of Internet Content Creators. I like that. I like that term. That's funny.
It's just going too far with this whole thing. Jax Films was just making critiques on her content as well as making fun of it, which is something everyone does all the time, every single fucking day. And to go to this extreme where you
that's
dox
crazy.
him for it is just an incomprehensible, insano style step.
Yeah, just for criticizing you, you can't dox people for criticizing you. That's fucked up. That's not an okay step to take.
Now, Jax Films posting about this on Twitter obviously gained a lot of traction. This isn't exactly some kind of whoops-a-daisy moment, a mistake that could happen to anyone. This is some pretty malicious shit. There's not really a defense of it. You can't just make the claim well, I just wanted to kind of talk it out face to face.
No.
No, that's not how this works. You don't go up to someone's house like you're about to try and sell them solar panels in order to hash out your internet beef unannounced.
No.
Especially not in the middle of the night, too. That's threatening. That.
Yeah, first of all, there are very specific times and parameters where if you meet somebody from the internet and you've decided to be friends with them, and then you're still got to be very careful. But you can't just show up at somebody's house.
That is not a normal, sane way of handling things. So when this started gaining traction, Sniper Wolf herself caught onto it and deleted the post and then said this.
She deleted the
She
picture.
said, accusing me of doxing is defamation. I have no idea how to dox. He literally posted his address on Google and said I threatened him and doxed him. Jax Films said,
He-
"You posted a video
What?
tonight of you outside our home to your 5+ million followers to see while my wife and I were inside. I can't make it any simpler than that. If that's not doxing, why did you delete it?"
Right, that's a very good question. If she didn't dox, then why did she take down the video?
That's kind of a checkmate moment right there. He got her with the scholar's mate. Like,
Yup.
you showed up to his house unannounced in the middle of the night, and then when people started to point out how that's not acceptable behavior and is very much in line with doxing, you deleted it. So you can recognize that it's bad. I
Yeah.
don't really know how you'd...
And then you're like, I don't know how to dox. Yeah, apparently you do. Because you did it. Yeah. That sucks. Hey, Ryan. Yeah, the way Charlie describes things is pretty great.
Did Phoenix write an argument together that it's not doxing? Like, I don't even understand the statement she makes
I
about
don't know
saying
how it's
that
not doxing.
Jax Films posts
Why
his
is
address
standing
on
up
Google.
feeling
She's
better
talking
to
about
me?
Google like it's the gamefaqs.com board. Like, I don't think he made a sponsored paid
Wow.
post with just his address as the first
I
thing that
can't
comes
believe
up
I
when
just
you type
went
in
through
Jax
10
Films.
fucking ads
You definitely
in
would
a-
have to go
in a
out of your
day.
way to find that
Not a-
information.
like,
I don't think
yeah,
he
a
like
day.
geotagged his
24
spot,
hour-
made it like a
uh-oh. Is
Pokemon
that
Go
bad?
stop.
Is
and,
that
like,
why my
really was
stomach hurts
advertising
so
where
much?
he lives. Like, this is not common information. You went out of your way to find it and then went to his address. Like, I just really can't think of any justification for it. I've seen a couple of people huffing
How many
massive
Advil
amounts
is
of
too
copium,
many in a
nearly
24-hour
toxic levels of
period?
copium. So, like, she went there to handle things like an adult, unlike Jax Films, who just speaks behind a computer. And that's
Oh, yeah. That's totally how that works.
just straight up delusional, if you ask me. No
That is
normal
delusional.
people are going to hash out
At
their
least somebody went to their place like an adult. No, that's not an adult thing. That's a creepy stalker thing.
internet beef in the middle of the night in person, unannounced, right?
No.
Like, going up to his house
That's
like she's
not how
about
that
to,
works.
you know, sell solar panels to him or something and ambush him with this conversation about this feud they have is not normal or acceptable. It's just like a malicious, weird thing to do. And
It really is.
Wow. That man, a ghost just haunted my vocal folds on that one with that. Goodness gracious.
Vocal folds. Oh my god, I love Charlie. Oh, Jesus, vocal folds.
Overall,
A ghost
I'm just
haunted my
shocked
vocal
that
folds.
Sniper Wolf, with as long as she's been on the internet and as large as she is, would think for even just a second that she'd somehow be able to get out of this situation without huge backlash and problems from it. Again, this is something that extends beyond just like normal internet etiquette.
I don't see how anybody who's been on the internet for as long as any of us have would go, I'm really pissed off with this person. I'm gonna go to their house. Like, what the fuck?
This is like downright against rules to do something like this. So I definitely think Jax Films is in the right here.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
very upset
absolutely.
about it, probably a little concerned because, you know, who knows who else might go to his house next since she posted it on a massive Instagram account. Like,
Very
that is a
true.
legitimate fear. She also posted this, again in response to the whole situation, saying, "This creep has been harassing me for months," then plays victim, saying, "I threatened him when I just wanted to talk to him. I have no ill intentions. It's so sad when people have to constantly create drama to pay their bills."
I'm sorry. You call critiquing and laughing at how garbage your videos are harassment? I don't think that's how that works.
But this doesn't make any sense. Like, this is a crazy straw of a statement.
Agreed.
Like, it's taken all kinds of weird twists and turns that aren't computing in my little noodle up here.
That's not a straw man. That's a crazy straw man.
If you just wanted to talk to him, why wouldn't you just reach out to him through normal channels online? I'm sure he would have responded to you instantly. He seems to respond to everyone about everything in regards to the entire React situation. So I feel like if you had reached out to him, he would have been thrilled to talk to you about it. But again, I'm not his fucking PR guy.
maybe not thrilled because it's Sniper Wolf, but still, like, he probably would have talked. Like,
I don't know. Maybe
it
you
would
did
have
reach out
worked.
to him and he didn't see it or he ignored it. I have no idea. But regardless, you going to his house to try to talk to him that's some psychopath shit.
Yeah.
That's not a normal thing that anyone should be
No,
doing.
absolutely
There's other
not.
channels that you could have tried beforehand. Go to one of his bingo nights on Twitch and be like, hey, listen, Buster, I'm ready to hash it out. Let's talk. And again, I'm sure he probably would have seen that. And that would be a lot less scary than having you show up in the middle of the fucking night to his home unannounced.
Could you imagine if, like, somebody showed up to the home of somebody who believed in self-defense and that person that showed up was live streaming or something and they got themselves shot live? Like, could you imagine? Like, that's gonna happen very soon. It is. I really think it's going to happen very, very soon. Huh? If she takes the choker off, she might just dissolve into nothingness. Oh, God.
Like, it just doesn't make any sense. I think the goal here was to either scare him or put his information out there to maybe some less than savory individuals that could also scare him. I don't know, but regardless, the way you handled this is atrocious and dangerous. Like, downright, like,
incredibly so.
To do. So I totally understand the response from Jack's Films about this and being frightened by it, because this is fucked up. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about this because I think this is one of the rare cases of a huge YouTuber making a massive blunder like this, where you would step on like actual rules and potentially
do you guys
laws
remember the stupid shit with
Corinne
and what's his fuck?
Yeah,
what was it? Rice Gum? Was it Rice Gum or was it what the fuck was it? Corinne and fucking what's the name of that dude? All those stupid IRL Twitch streamers. I can't remember the name. The Boogie versus Frank Castle. I agree. Reverse the rules. Yeah, yep. Yep, go to Sniper Wolf's house in the middle of the night. Yes, honey, that's a perfect idea. I agree. Play by their rules. Just be like, what? I'm just returning the favor. You wanted to know where I live. You found me. I wanted to know where you live. I found you. You know, it's very simple. That's what I would. Like, you're right. I would totally do that. I'd absolutely pull that shit. And then, of course, you'd be the one to get in shit for it, right? She'd go scot-free, but you'd be the one put in handcuffs. 'Cause fuck that shit. Anyway, this is the video from Jack's Films. This is this is the Sniper Wolf going to his house. So I think, I wonder if this is from his doorbell or something.
Last night, Sniper Wolf, a massive YouTuber, showed up outside of our home, recorded a video of our home, and then posted it to our 5.6 million Instagram followers, goading me with the line, "Let's talk like adults." In my 17 years on YouTube, I've never once had someone come to my home and vaguely threaten me.
So she filmed the house, and then in the caption was like, "Let's talk like adults." Yes, because what you have done is so very adult-like. It's super adult to go to somebody's house that you just are beefing with on the internet and film the house and then post that to your giant account of followers. And in the caption line be like, "Let's talk like adults." No. That's like, what kind of high school ass bullshit is that? You may as well do one of those pass it on notes. You know, I don't like you, meet me at the back of the school at 3 o'clock. You know, like, it's like, what kind of shit is that?
Sniper Wolf needs to be deplatformed. In this exact moment, she turned from a mere content thief to someone who doxes and stalks her critics. To everyone that's reached out to us, thank you. We're fine. We're just a little shaken up.
Yeah, I don't blame you. If somebody from the internet just showed up, even if they were somebody that I was interacting positively with, I would be very disturbed. It would be like if it was an unscheduled random visit. I think especially if it would be somebody that I was negatively interacting with, it would really frighten me, because if they're like, I would think to myself, if I pissed them off enough for them to come find me, what the hell are they gonna do now?
But mainly, we feel violated. We no longer feel safe in our own home.
Right.
Because we're dealing with someone who genuinely thinks they're in the right for A, stalking me, and B, posting our home to her massive audience. What a disgusting
beautiful
abuse of clout that is. This is irresponsible at best and flat out dangerous at worst. YouTube needs to step in and take action.
It's true, because YouTube lets a lot of larger creators get away with a lot of shit that smaller creators would never ever get away with. And it's not fair at all. It's not balanced. It's not at like in any way what's the word I'm looking for? Unbiased. It was Baked Alaska. Did I see the Omni-Man trailer? I have it saved in my videos for today, Mark. We're gonna watch it live. We're gonna live react to it together.
If this goes unpunished, then it sets a terrifying precedent.
Oh,
you can
absolutely.
dox and stalk your critics so long as you have a big YouTube audience.
Yeah, that is basically what YouTube is teaching you. I watched something about Quantum TV the other day, and how YouTube was basically rewarding his behavior towards who the fuck was it?
If she truly
Bill
wanted
Ackman?
to talk with me, she could have done so through many other means.
Ding.
But there's one thing you don't do. You do not show up at someone's house. That's
No.
simply a line you do not cross. There is zero justification for this. She claims in her story that I've been harassing her.
No, I don't see how that works. I don't see how providing a critique is harassment.
No, Sniper Wolf, I've not been harassing you. At all. In my videos on Judge Jack's films, I've been critiquing her non-transformative commentary, I point out cases of content theft and freebooting, and I credit the creators she steals from.
So, wait, what did he say?
I've been critiquing her non-transformative commentary.
Non-transformative commentary. So, that is like all those TikToks where she's just, wow, wow, wow. Or the ones where we figured out that she's just reading a transcript and she's not even watching what she's supposed to be watching.
Not equate she steals from. I've been critical of her content, but that does not equate to harassment.
No.
What is harassment is coming to our home, sharing it for millions to see, and taunting me to come out.
Yeah, that is also not apart from, or apart from being illegal and against the rules and all of the things he just said. It's also the opposite of it being an adult. Like, you know how you said, I'm going to be an adult. This is where the conversation is over. No, you're not being an adult right now. These show your lack of adultness.
YouTube needs to take swift action and ban her from the platform ASAP. And the same goes for Instagram. Speaking of, Sniper Wolf is already making light of the situation, as if stalking someone is a quirky thing to do.
Oh, well, of course. It's just a random thing that you do on a Wednesday. You do your groceries, and you put those away, and then you go and you stalk people. It's a completely normal thing, Don't you stalk people after putting your groceries away? I Jesus. Oh. Oh yeah, when Chris did this to Chris Hansen did this to Onision, yeah. Uh oh yeah, Mark, I did see the Omni Man. Act Man, yeah, act man.
No one should feel unsafe in their own home.
No.
And thanks to Sniper Wolf, my wife and I now do. So YouTube, please do the right thing and get her off the platform. Anyone who weaponizes their fan base like she did does not deserve a space here.
No. And it's crazy how many people on YouTube that have big accounts think they can pull this shit. They think that they can act this way and treat smaller creators this way, steal from them, stalk them, and that nothing will happen. And it's absolutely crazy, and it's pathetic. And that it's even more pathetic that these people with no personality, no nothing really to offer as way of providing a commentary piece or making their stuff transformative, and yet they get millions of subscribers. It's like, when I was looking for the Sniper Wolf videos that we just watched, and I typed into Sniper Wolf, her channel came up, and she has over 34 million subscribers. And I'm just like, how does somebody like that have 34 million subscribers? I do not compute that. I just don't get it. It's something that just breaks my brain every single time I read it. It just... Oh, okay. So this video is a video from Lauren Chen, and it's one of the ones that I saw when I was looking for a take on this. And it's kind of bothering me because it's calling Victoria's Secret a woke disaster because of its inclusivity line. And there are people in this lineup who are in wheelchairs, who are actually disabled, and people are focusing on the wrong things and laughing at this. And to me, it feels incredibly, and I hate to use this word, but it feels incredibly ableist to have people on one hand say, you should celebrate yourself and love yourself. And it's like, well, as a woman, how do you, I don't even know what the hell this is going for. So we're gonna talk about this inclusive shit. As a disabled woman, how do you get comfortable in lingerie, right? I'm blind, so my disability doesn't really affect my ability to wear clothes. Now, it would be nice if the inclusive line included like braille tags. But these seem to be for women in wheelchairs, women like but you sit differently if you're in a wheelchair all the time, right? So a normal bodysuit, normal lingerie, normal anything wouldn't fit properly. So, but Lauren here is calling the Victoria's Secret fashion show a woke disaster. So, and this is all because of the inclusivity line. So, as a disabled woman, I would really like to weigh in here and talk about it.
Something true. A god is a god, is a god, is a door.
Let's talk about the Victoria's Secret fashion show, or rather, what the Victoria's Secret fashion show has become.
Pardon? They really did carry the models well? Oh, good. Oh, right, you did mention the double leg amputee. So yeah, like they had women in a wheelchairs, they had, like Pink Hollow just said, double leg amputee. Like, you need different garments to accommodate that. What if you're double leg at the hip? What if you're double leg at the knee? Like, what if, like, you need fishnets that can accommodate your amputate, like your prosthetic legs, garters that look good on your prosthesis, like all sorts of stuff.
Namely, this strange avant-garde documentary called The Tour. So the Victoria's Secret fashion show used to be a pretty big deal, and if you never bothered to watch it, essentially what it was a yearly televised fashion show where Victoria's Secret, which by the way is a women's lingerie brand, they would invite the most famous, most beautiful supermodels to walk on their runway wearing the most fantastical creations you can imagine. Of course, all lingerie themed. And not only would you have these gorgeous women in this outrageous lingerie, but you would also, during the show, have musical acts. They would invite different musicians, famous ones like Taylor Swift and Fall Out Boy, to perform songs while the models were walking down the runway. So
that's true. That the 2013 one, I think, had Fall Out Boy.
Overall, this event was pretty huge for pop culture. With all of the celebrity names that were attached to it, it got Victoria's Secret a lot of attention. Was it high cinema or extremely cultured art? I wouldn't say so, but I mean, was it fun? Was it a good time?
Does everything
did it succeed?
Wait, Lauren, does every piece of media have to be high cinema and cultured art? Because I didn't know that. I didn't know everything that happens has to be high cinema and cultured art.
Raising awareness, positive awareness toward Victoria's Secret, I would say yes. And it's for reasons like that, despite how strange it may seem to some people, that I did call myself a fan of the Victoria's Secret fashion show. I watched it every year. I thought it was really aspirational to see all these beautiful women who are in such great shape and obviously so graceful walk down the runway in what was an unabashed example of just womanhood and femininity. However, of course...
Oh, okay, so... Wait, the Victoria's Secret fashion show. Okay. What did she call it?
An unabashed example.
An unabashed example of womanhood and femininity. Okay.
Womanhood and femininity. However,
All
of course,
right.
the Victoria's Secret fashion show wasn't without its critics. Specifically, a lot of feminists claimed that the show was misogynistic and objectified women, which I could see where they're coming from, but at the same
it's
time,
a fashion
I don't
show.
know if this is true for everyone who was watching the show, but in my experience, at least, the biggest fans of the Victoria's Secret fashion show were actually other women, not...
Yeah, because they wanted to see what the new fashions were. They wanted to see if any of those fashions would be put into the, like, lower end lingerie stuff in the Victoria's Secret catalog. That's why the women wanted to watch the fashion show.
Not just gawking, leering men. And not only that, but as time went on, the show was also criticized for being not inclusive enough. And now we're not talking about inclusivity in terms of race, because to be clear, the Victoria's Secret fashion show was very multinational and multiracial, which makes a lot of sense considering it is a global brand. And, you know, the people they're marketing to, they aren't just Americans or Westerners. There are Victoria's Secret stores all over the planet. So I think it was good that the fashion show represented the people who were actually buying their product. But no, apparently the Victoria's Secret fashion show lacked diversity when it came to things like body type, in that the models they were featuring wearing the lingerie were, you know, in shape. And of course, in later years, there were actually plus-size models included in the fashion show, but I guess it's argued that even those plus-size models were too attractive and not quite diabetic enough. And it also
diabetic enough? No, okay, are we gonna lump disabled people in with morbidly obese people here, Lauren? Is this where we're going? Because I really don't want to go there.
Also brings us to Victoria's Secret's alleged lack of queer and trans inclusivity. You know, not enough penis on that runway wearing the lingerie. And it's kind of interesting because from 2016 onward, when a lot of brands were leaning into catering toward the everyman and being less aspirational, more relatable, Victoria's Secret was definitely one of those brands that held on to the idea for the longest that, hey, the marketing material we were putting out there, no, it's not what all of our customers are going to look like when they're wearing our product, but it's what they could look like. And we are selling that dream of trying to be better instead of just relating to these people, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because God forbid you should actually strive to be better. This is the thing. There's a difference between accepting yourself, like accepting, for example, that my eyes are fake and that I will not see again. That, you know, like I guess I lost my sight as a baby. It's just that's how it is. Versus I weighed 170 pounds a year ago, and I didn't need to just accept that because I knew that I could be less than that, and now I am. Like, there's a difference between those two things.
I'm not saying one marketing strategy is better than the other, but they are certainly different. But in any case, activists had never liked Victoria's Secret, and specifically the Victoria's Secret fashion show, but things kind of came to a head in 2019 when there were some pretty bombshell allegations made against the company's then chief marketing officer, Ed Razek. Razek was basically accused of creating a culture of misogyny and harassment in the workplace, especially concerning the models who were involved in the Victoria's Secret fashion show and just their campaigns in general. And the criticism toward Razek and the outrage over these allegations actually got to the point where he did step down from his role. Now, if you want
that one I wasn't aware of, but I can see it. Some of the Victoria's Secret stuff, I've, like, even with the plus-sized additions to things, they don't really, like, they want you to be straight up and down, I've noticed. They don't want you to have any curves, really. And it's the same with Licenza things. They don't really want you to have curves. They just want you to be like a stick figure.
If you want to hear more about that whole scandal, the New York Times did an entire expose about it. That was released, I think, in early 2020, but still it details everything that had been boiling under the surface in 2019. And the reason why I bring this up is because under the increased scrutiny of social justice and feminist activists, as well as facing some pretty serious Me Too allegations concerning a former executive, in 2019, the Victoria's Secret fashion show just didn't happen. They didn't have one. And at the time, I'm pretty sure the line the public was given was that they were taking a break, a quick hiatus to work on things, but that the Victoria's Secret fashion show would be back in the future and better than ever. Now,
yeah, I remember there was a big stir that year. Like, I never really cared about the fashion show, but I do remember hearing that it wasn't going to happen. And then, of course, COVID came along.
Obviously, as you probably gleaned from the clip at the beginning of this video, that was a total lie. And we're going to go into exact...
Oh, it was a total lie, was it? Lauren, COVID happened in 2020. So what? What were they supposed to do? Hold a fashion show during COVID for 2 years?
exactly all of the ways that Victoria's Secret has disappointed its fans. But first, I do want to say a big thank you to today's sponsor, Beam. Getting the right up, I know we also have a special seasonal pumpkin stream. Is super easy. They're all talking about Beam and why it's trusted by the. To reiterate, the last Victoria's Secret out, that's shopbem.com/Lauren.
That sounds like BEM, not Beam.
With the code Lauren for up to 40% off, and a huge thank you to Beam for sponsoring this video. So to reiterate, the last Victoria's Secret fashion show happened in 2018, and since then, fans of the fashion show like myself have been waiting for it to come back. Well,
and since then, a little thing like the COVID pandemic happened. So considering that 2019 they said, okay, we're gonna do a hiatus. Then 2020 and 2021 happened. 2022 they were probably planning this year's show. So like, what the fuck was the lie, Lauren?
well, some of us were somewhat excited when we heard that this would be the year, that this is the year that the models would all be coming back and Victoria's Secret would be giving us something to watch, but that it wouldn't be the fashion show we were used to. Enter what the brand has called The Tour, the pseudo documentary that they have released to streaming on Amazon.
How do you market to a demographic without showing the demographic you're marketing to? I don't know. I really don't know.
Pseudo documentary that
Magic.
they have released to streaming on Amazon
A
Prime.
pseudo
Now, the first thing to say about The Tour
documentary,
is that
huh?
it's not really a fashion show. In fact, it's kind of hard to explain what it actually is. I mean, to do that, I will defer to the movie itself, and specifically Gigi Hadid, one of the show's models / narrator for this film.
Why is she laughing about a lady being... Okay, I'm confused.
We're going to 4 cities. Here's one. In each city, we feature 5 artists. One is a fashion designer. She'll create a collection. Then we have 3 more artists, ranging from musicians to painters to poets, you name it. And finally, a filmmaker, whose role is to, you've guessed it, make the film you're watching.
So what's wrong with what is wrong with any of this? I don't understand. It's not like my cup of tea. I don't think I would watch it, but I mean, like, I don't quite understand what's wrong with this. This is not...
Someone had to film it, right?
So right off the bat, weird concept, right? I mean, usually when people think of the Victoria's Secret fashion show or Victoria's Secret in general, they are thinking about, you know, lingerie. And it's kind of cool in theory that they wanted to feature different cities.
And they are thinking about lingerie. They said we have a fashion designer who's going to create a collection in each city. So, like, automatically, okay, you're thinking lingerie themed by the city that it's in. So, like, for example, Parisian lingerie. Or, for example, an Italian lingerie from Venice. Or... I don't think what's so hard to figure out about this? Is she being stupid on purpose?
In this new iteration of the fashion show, I don't have a problem with that. Specifically in this year's The Tour.
Are you
I
sure?
say this year's because I don't know if they're doing future years based on the reception. Probably not, but they featured Lagos as well as Tokyo, and I think maybe New York and Paris. I'm not sure. To be honest with you, I didn't make it through the film. Yeah, you could definitely work with
Wait, you're reviewing something that you didn't even finish watching? Come on, dude.
designers from around the world, specific cities, while still keeping within the theme of lingerie and Victoria's Secret fashion show. You could have culture-centric pieces that highlight the different fashion from these different places where all of their customers live, and that could be a really fun way to kind of give a new twist on the old fashion show. However,
Hey, Lauren, if you didn't finish the movie, how do you know that wasn't the end result? How
However, to be clear, that is not really what they've done here.
Are you
concerning the
sure?
actual
You didn't
fashion
finish
part
it.
of this, which I think is relevant to focus on because it's, Victoria's Secret fashion show. I'm not sure if these people were not familiar with the fact that Victoria's Secret is a lingerie brand, or if they were just given free total reign to do whatever they want. But to be clear, most of the pieces that feature in this film, documentary, whatever you want to call it, are not actually lingerie, which I guess wouldn't be an issue or a problem if this weren't a Victoria's Secret movie. And
You know that Victoria's Secret has been branching out, right, Lauren? Like, you do know that, right? Like, they've been branching out into other things besides lingerie. Like, if you go to their website, even the main Victoria's Secret catalog has more than just lingerie. And then there are tabs at the top of the website that say Victoria's Secret Home, Victoria's Secret Beauty, Victoria's Secret Pink, which is the sportswear. So why are you angry that they're not just focusing on lingerie when they've not just sold lingerie exclusively for, since I was old enough to care about lingerie, at least. I don't understand. How do you not understand that? How can you say you're a fan of the Victoria's Secret fashion show? Have watched it up until 2018 and still not understand that Victoria's Secret does not exclusively sell lingerie.
And it's, I don't know, maybe call me a purist, but when I think of Victoria's Secret, I think of lingerie because that's
Good
what
for you.
Victoria's Secret makes. So
Yes, everybody makes lingerie, dude. You could find lingerie in a department store. Walmart makes lingerie. Okay? Like, that doesn't mean they only make lingerie. And that doesn't mean that a place that it started exclusively with lingerie can't branch out. Like, the point of Victoria's Secret stuff is to have a sexy take on everyday stuff, right? Like, sexy sports stuff. It's... Why am I explaining this to you? How am I explaining this to another woman?
So why they decided
I thought I was fashion stupid. Holy fuck.
to not focus on the thing that the brand actually makes is beyond me, but I'm guessing it has something to do with all those allegations of misogyny. They're like, oh, okay, we're not going to show women in their underwear, really. It's okay. They have clothes on now. They're ugly clothes, but yeah, aren't we feminists? And that brings us to the actual models that were wearing the clothes. There were some viral clips going.
Does it really have to do about being feminists? Or is it maybe that the fashion is different now? And yeah, it kind of is ugly, but like, does it really have to always be about fucking feminism? Like, this is the other side of the coin. This is the right-wing side that I also disagree with, because it looks at everything through this narrow scope of everything is an internet-style talking point.
Going on saying, oh, look at how Victoria's Secret models used to look versus how they look now. But to be clear, when it comes to those photos of all the women standing in front of the pink carpet, that's footage from the premiere of the documentary of the tour. That's not actually footage from the documentary itself. I'm putting that out there for transparency because even though it's true that the models featured in the tour don't look nearly as sexy or as glamorous as the models that used to walk the Victoria's Secret fashion show, it's still not quite as bad as, people are making it seem. With that,
oh, so people who are disabled aren't quite as hot or sexy as able-bodied. You know what? Now that I've actually worked my ass off to, like, get rid of the baby weight and care about my appearance and shit, comments like that actually really fucking sting. Like, oh, you're disabled. You don't have to look as good as the able-bodied people, or to make the comment that Lauren makes, you don't look as good as the able-bodied people. Or there's the backhanded compliment of, wow, for a blind person, you're really pretty. It's like, what the fuck does that even mean? And how fucking dare you say it? It's like, for a retarded person, you sure can articulate well. That's what I want to start saying to people that say shit like that to me. For a blind person, you really are beautiful. Oh yeah, for a stupid person, you sure can talk well. Like, do you understand? Do people not understand how insulting that is? Or what Lauren just said, oh, well, obviously the models this year weren't as sexy as they were in past years. Why? Because they're in wheelchairs and have prosthetic legs? Really? Really? They didn't also work their asses off to become models and have a good, healthy, fuck you, Lauren.
With that said, though, yeah, it is pretty bad. Like I said, there's nothing.
Oh, it's pretty bad, huh?
Wrong with trying to do relatable marketing. I mean, brands like Dove have done really well with that, showing everyday people using, wearing, enjoying their products. But if you're a brand like Victoria's Secret and your whole image, your whole marketing is built around being aspirational instead, I mean, doing that 180 pivot, it's pretty stark. And yeah.
Wait. So Lauren just said she doesn't find disabled people aspirational or inspirational because it's not inspirational or aspirational to include disabled models and admit and acknowledge that disabled women and disabled men have just as much wish to be desired and found attractive and be attractive as an able-bodied person. Really, Lauren? That's what you're saying here? And notice how she's being super careful not to mention that these models are disabled. Did you notice that? She's being super careful about making sure that she doesn't mention that these people are actually disabled. But she's sitting here shitting all over disabled people.
Yeah, your customers are going to notice that. And look, maybe it's just me, but if we're talking about something like a lingerie brand, I don't want to see your average everyday person who in America at least is overweight in lingerie. Yeah, I would rather see a super in-fit model. I thought that would be self-evident, but I guess not. I mean, I'm not.
I love how she's only talking about the overweight. Meanwhile, there wasn't really anybody overweight, and there was mostly disabled models.
Trying to be offensive to the models, but I mean, it is what it is. I had a baby last year. I'm sure most people would not want to see me in a bikini either, and it's like, that's okay. We're not all built or meant to be lingerie models. And
I love how you're lumping disabled women in with obese women and plus-size women. And by the way, plus-size women deserve to have lingerie too. And the fact that you're sitting there lumping disability in with plus-sized is fucked up, Lauren. And it's absolutely disgusting.
And that actually brings me to something else I noticed about the models, because they do have, your classic Victoria's Secret models, people like Adriana Lima, in this documentary. But even then, when they do feature beautiful in-shape models, I couldn't help but notice that they are styled in a very different way than they would have been for the Victoria's Secret fashion show. The Victoria's Secret fashion show, because it is an embrace of femininity and beauty, the models who walked the runway, they looked good. Sometimes fashion, they can try to make models, it seems, almost ugly on purpose with really harsh makeup or strange hair to, I guess, advance some artistic vision, but that was never the case for the Victoria's Secret fashion show. The Victoria's Secret models were supposed to look good. Their hair actually was that, bombshell blowout look. Their makeup was feminine and enhanced their features. They were supposed to look pretty. Contrast that to the way the models look in the tour, and for some reason, there is no embrace of that femininity. It's almost like, yes, they were trying to make these attractive models look worse for some reason. I'm guessing That reason being equity, equity in beauty, which is very bizarre. Now, when it comes to the music that is featured in
Equity in beauty. This is something I cannot comment on because I cannot see the makeup. I cannot tell that. But from what I've been hearing, like, I haven't heard any of that. Hey, Ghost Dog! Welcome. Hey, it's Bandit. Hey, buddy. But yeah, I haven't seen like any mention of this. Not like I don't. And this whole calling this Fallen Angels as a title for this video.
in the tour. Now, the Victoria's Secret fashion show, one of the best parts of it was the music. They would invite huge singers, huge musicians from different genres, usually pop though, to perform as the models were going down the runway. And it was a cool way to tie in fashion as well as music and just make a huge cultural impact.
Oh, you mean they didn't just focus on fashion earlier too? You mean like this is a totally new spin on the thing they were doing before? Holy shit.
Tour, however, at least for the first city, because again, I did not make it through this train wreck of a movie. Instead
Wait, she didn't even get past the first city and she's calling it a train.
of
Okay.
having music while the models are walking around, and by the way, the models are not walking around in front of a live audience, it's some like empty weird house. Instead of having music while they're doing that, instead they incorporated a poetry recitation from, I'm guessing, a Nigerian artist they wanted to highlight, so that was really awkward and uncomfortable.
This beast is a beast, is a beast, now unleashed.
But they still
That's actually cool. With the music and the poem, that's pretty cool.
did feature music, specifically a Nigerian musician as well as Doja Cat, but their performances are like their own thing spliced in between scenes of the models instead of accompanying the models.
So, it's a new take on it. And also, what's wrong with that poem and what's wrong with having the people walking around to the poem? I'm sorry, but that sounds a little bit racist to me, Laura. Lauren's one to talk as she sits there with 10 pounds of makeup cake all over her face.
I just had to redirect my cooking. I could have been an opener. I redirect the booking. I read it all the comments saying, D, I'm really shookin'.
What's wrong with
Mentioned in
this?
between this Nigerian artist, you also have some scenes of the fashion designer trying to get these pieces together. You also overlaid with the poetry reading and the Nigerian artist. You also have some scenes of the fashion designer trying to get these pieces together. Now, if you're interested in fashion, I could see why that aspect of getting this film together would be interesting. You want a behind the scenes look at how exactly a fashion show comes together. But as someone who is not that interested in fashion, I have to say that feels like it could have been left for a, bonus material.
This feels to me like Lauren's review is, this isn't for me, so therefore it's garbage. Like, I personally don't like it, therefore nobody should like it, and none of the women look good, and all of this is stupid. And like this seems to me to be what Lauren's review is.
Behind the scenes look rather than as part of the actual film. What I'm trying to say is that not everyone who enjoys eating sausage wants to see
They did a fashion show in a Nigerian villa. Yeah, she just admitted that she didn't watch the whole thing. She admitted that she watched the first city, and that's it. And she shit on it because Nigeria doesn't have great halls.
get made. I mean, some might, but not everybody. And if as a brand, as Victoria's Secret, your goal is to deliver entertainment, I would say you're probably better off only keeping the most entertaining parts in this film, which they did not.
Victoria's Secret's goal is not to provide entertainment. What the fuck are you talking? Didn't you just say that their main goal was lingerie? Now you're like, their main goal is to provide entertainment. What? No, it's what?
keeping the most entertaining parts in this film, which they did not.
That look is the most difficult piece I've ever embarked on.
I like this.
You need to connect one more.
See, I would actually watch something like this, and I am not a fashion person.
So we do 5, 7, 9, 11.
How exactly does this help sell lingerie?
Oh my god. First of all, it's not just lingerie that Victoria's Secret sells. Second of all, it's called behind the scenes. People find that interesting. She watches it for the boobies.
Mystery to me. And that brings us to the film itself, The Tour. As I mentioned, the whole concept for this video was just very strange, and it seems
Yeah,
ill
to you.
thought out. But what makes matters even worse is that I also feel the execution of this was terrible. And I hate to say it, but I feel like the reason that is because of who they chose to direct it. From Twitter, I want to highlight the user @CordyEO, who is a content creator from Nigeria. Directed my first film for Victoria's Secret, and I can't tell you how this process tore me apart and built me back up. Okay, here's the thing. Really cool that you want to highlight local content creators and artists. I understand that. Don't necessarily think that's in line with your mission as a lingerie brand, but whatever. You want.
Okay. I swear to God, she's being stupid on purpose. If you're going, like, yes, part of this is to show inclusivity. So yeah, they're gonna pick like an artist that they haven't picked before. Why does it matter that they picked a Nigerian artist that, like, it seems to me like she did a fairly good job. I don't know. This feels to me like she's just hating on Nigeria for some reason.
You want to do some corporate activism. However, I feel like you could still do that without going so far as to let someone's first film they've ever directed be your movie. And I know
somebody's first film has to be this. Somebody has to direct it.
Oh, I hear a lot from some of you that I'm overly critical, and you might be watching this review saying, "Oh, I'm sure it's not that bad."
You might
so
be
Victoria's
overly
Secret tried to do
critical.
something different and bring a little culture to their fashion show. That doesn't mean it's terrible, right? Well, to be clear, The Tour has been universally panned, so it's not just me. Currently, it has a 2.9 out of 10 rating on IMDb and a pitiful 1.7 stars on Amazon. You see?
Okay. That's cool. I don't really care.
But I think the problem is that Victoria's Secret actually took to heart the criticisms of online feminist activists. Sales for Victoria's Secret had been declining for a while before they put an end to their fashion show. And instead of thinking, hey, maybe we need to switch up our brand, introduce something revolutionary, like a more comfortable bra, new workout material. I mean, the other day I saw an ad for a bra that also works on your posture. Or instead of saying, hey, maybe we get all this attention when we do the fashion show with celebrities, perhaps it would be cool to do a celebrity line, because Rihanna, I think, has her own lingerie brand and that does really well. Instead of trying steps like that to increase sales, instead Victoria's Secret thought, oh, the feminists must be right. We're not diverse enough. We're not woke enough, and that's why we're not doing well. And
okay, but they still did something good for disabled women. Why are you not mentioning any of that? Why are you not? We're a minute away from the end of this video. Why have you not mentioned any of the disabled women that they help?
And it's that type of thinking, I think, which led them into a partnership with Megan Rapinoe, because, I mean, what else gets people to buy lingerie like a lesbian soccer player? And I think the mentality is also what has given us this abomination of a film. If you were to listen to what internet activists say that they want, then yeah, The Tour would check all the boxes. It's very diverse. It features different body types. It features different artists from different
body types. That's the closest she's gonna get. That is the closest she's gonna get to mentioning disabled people.
Countries. It's super feminist in that none of the women really look good, so you're avoiding the male gaze. It has uncomfortable weird poetry and art, which, you know, progressives love for some reason. If we're just talking about checking boxes, then yeah, the tour does all of that. And yet, I guarantee you not a single person will be moved to buy underwear from Victoria's Secret, because ultimately what these activists don't want to admit is that no, they don't represent the average consumer. And yes, we would so rather be entertained than have to sit through essentially an hour of virtue signaling about how progressive Victoria's Secret as a brand is.
Yeah, no, you're right. Disabled women don't actually want to. We don't actually want. We're not the average consumer at all. We don't feel like, you know, normal humans. We don't want to feel good. We don't want people to find us sexy. We don't want any of that. No, fuck that. That's just garbage. Disabled women don't want any of that shit. Fuck that. That's just garbage. Oh my lord. Okay, I'm gonna quickly go to the washroom, so I'm gonna put up the be right back screen. And then we will move along to our next video. So, just a moment. Okay. I am going to stand for a few minutes. And we are going to watch a DSP clip from Memology, Apparently, DSP is gonna go off on viewers and expect the same people over and over again to just keep donating. So, yeah, let's take a look at that.
OBS because the stupid Windows driver crashed or something. But outside of that, this is the most stable PC I've ever had in my entire life. Okay. Okay.
Okay. It's the most stable PC he's ever had.
Oh my God, excuse me.
La
Ew,
la
Phil.
la la la. Happy Halloween to you.
And you know, shoes
Why does he have to do that? Does anybody find that entertaining?
are like that too, and I never understood that about shoes, because shoes have a number sizing, and the number sizing is supposed to be the actual measurement of the size of the shoe. So for example, I have very large feet. All right, I do. I'll admit, I have giant flopping hobbit feet, clown feet, whatever you want to call them. All right.
I was gonna say your feet are hairy? Oh.
They're ginormous. They're absolutely ridiculously large. And they're both long and wide. So it's like, you know, having two tennis rackets taped to the bottom of your legs. And I know you
Lovely.
probably can't see it very well because this is a 1080p webcam. It's not very clear.
Oh, yeah, it's a 1080p webcam. It's just a step down from 4K, but it's not very clear.
You probably can't, you can't even tell from that shot at all. My foot is incredibly swollen. You cannot tell from what I
Why?
wanted to show you there. It's about, I'd say about 1.5 times the chubbiness of my other foot.
Why is
it's
your foot
swollen up
swollen?
out of nowhere. Now, at first, I thought maybe I had whacked it. And the thing is, over the years, I have been, just listen to this, I have been a size 11, 11 and a half,
Why
12,
are we
12
talking
and a half,
about your
13,
feet,
and 13 and a half.
Phil? Why are we talking about your feet?
What? How? I don't know. But every single time that I go to get any kind of shoes, I have no idea what size I'm supposed to get. Because
That's why you try them on,
every style is different.
Phil.
You get, 12s in this shoe, they're perfect. 12s in another shoe, they come off my foot, and 12s in another shoe, they don't fit. How the hell is that possible?
That would be called style of shoe and design of shoe. That happens to everyone. That's why when you buy new shoes, you try them on first.
It's 12. It's a number.
Jesus
They measured 12
Christ.
inches and said it's 12. So how the hell do 3 different shoes not fit the same? It just doesn't make sense. But that's just how clothing is. It's very frustrating. It's pretty frustrating, guys. It is, And if you're wondering why, it was only like maybe 10 minutes late to start. So I come into my office like always. I get all my equipment running, and I open my laptop, and my laptop says, do you want to upgrade to Windows 11? I'm like, now wait a minute. I swear to God, I have Windows updates set to off on this laptop. I have it that it's supposed to be manual prompt, and you have to approve the update.
Yeah, well, sometimes shit changes. Why are we doing this, Phil? Jesus.
For some reason, it just didn't update. I didn't tell it to do an update. It just did it.
Okay.
I never did that. I never set it up to do that. It just did it of its own volition. It said, oh, we want to do an update. Right. Huh? I didn't do anything. I literally didn't do anything. Okay, I didn't tell you to. So, basically, it deleted all the settings on my laptop.
Uh-huh.
So all the browser stuff I had set up for my stream was gone.
Uh-huh.
So I had to set it up completely from scratch again, which takes like 10-15 minutes because there's like 3 or 4 browser windows I use at once when I'm streaming. So I have to load those sites, resize the windows, get it all going again. It's frustrating. I'm like, why the hell did it do that? It's very rude.
Yes, it's very, very rude. This is why you go into your office. This is something that I've had to have not beaten, but this is something I really was bad at doing. And it was starting shit up like right before the stream. This is why you don't do that, Phil. This is why you go into your office like 45 minutes before the stream and you turn everything on and you set everything up. And then if you finish in like 15 minutes and you have like 20 minutes left, you go grab yourself a snack and you go whatever the fuck for 20 minutes. But then at least you have your shit set up.
That they would just go in there and delete all my shit. But, you know, the question is, should I upgrade my Should I upgrade my operating system on my laptop from Windows 10 to Windows 11? This laptop is about 2 years old now. I want to say it's 2 years old. Okay. And it's to the point where, like, we now need someone to interject and say, okay, technology is advancing and that's great. But at some point when technology advances, everything else in life has to catch up to it. Now, the last way you can support this channel.
Oh my God, Phil.
However, I fix my shower. I have to wait now. Next, I don't have money. Those bills as well.
Oh, here we go.
For the week coming up, there's 4 games I have to buy within a 1 week period. But I also have other bills coming due. And since the YouTube payment's delayed, I need to have money to pay those bills as well before the YouTube payment comes in.
Why is the YouTube payment late? What did YouTube do? Why is it always YouTube's fault?
So basically, I'm tight right now on money to the point where it's like, I hope that I can afford everything. I don't have money. I have no money right now. I have $0 to spend on anything. So I can't even call a plumber to come fix my shower. I have to wait. Now, next week, I get paid by YouTube. And the problem is, you know, I get paid, and I was like, okay, when I get paid, that's when I pay my mortgage. And that's when I pay my monthly tax payment, and that's when I pay this, and that's when I pay that. So I already got out of the payment that I got coming from YouTube next week already. I'm not even kidding you. Like 80% of it was already accounted for.
Yes, that's called being an adult. And the fact that you are able to make payments like mortgage and fucking tax payments from YouTube checks. Fuck you for complaining that your YouTube check is late. The fact that you can actually pay a mortgage payment from a YouTube check is something that you should look at yourself and go, holy shit, that's pretty fucking awesome. But no, you're like, I don't have money. My YouTube check is 80% gone. Yeah. It's called fucking bills. It's called that's what it is. And like the fact that you are able to pay that much shit with your YouTube money, you should be grateful for. The fact that you're in the monetization program, the fact that you get YouTube checks that are substantial enough to make a fucking mortgage payment. But no. It's time to whine and bitch for PayPal money.
80% between paying my mortgage, between paying my tax payment, my back tax payment. I got to actually pay an attorney. And it's funny because someone said to me the other day, well, why not just not buy the games and just pay the bills? Well, you're right, except then I have no content.
Oh my God, if only you had games that you currently owned that you could use for content. Holy fuck, isn't that amazing, Phil? You have Street Fighter 6. You can listen, you can be like, I'm sorry, this is the games I have for content right now. If you want new content, you have to donate. But other than that, stop talking about money. Just fucking do your shit.
If I have no content, then I can't make more money to pay more bills. So, yeah, I could not buy the games and then sit here with my thumb up my butt for several days and not play the new releases, and I don't think that's going to work.
Or you could buy, like, 1 or 2 of the game. Like, you don't have to buy all 4 of the games at once. You could stagger the purchases. Oh, imagine that. Imagine that, Phil. You could not buy all $400 games at the same time. Isn't that a fucking fantastic idea? Holy
So,
shit.
the deal is...
The deal is, I need all of you to send me all sorts of money right now.
You are someone who likes the content. If you are someone who is enjoying all these new releases, you love this time of year, and you want to help out, the best way to support right now would be tipping. I'm not saying, hey, don't contribute in other ways, especially if maybe you're someone who doesn't like using PayPal or for whatever reason you can't tip. I get it, all right? I'm not trying to pressure you. I'm not trying to make you do anything above and beyond any normal means. I'm not.
Are you sure? Are you sure? Because, like, the more people do that shit, the more people are like, no pressure, though, man. Like, no pressure. No pressure, but I really need you to tip. But no pressure, though.
I'm not trying to ask for anything extra from anything someone would normally contribute. What I'm saying is if you have an opportunity to say, hey, I wonder how I could best help out the channel today, tipping would be the way. Once I get paid by YouTube, whenever that may be, because it's supposed to be around the 21st, but it could be upwards of 5-6 days later, YouTube being so fucking stupid. And you know what? I will say this too, because this does get me. It really annoys me. So every once in a while, we get someone who's generous. They'll come to this channel and they'll gift a bunch of stuff. Maybe they'll drop like a ton of memberships, right? Just because someone did that once doesn't mean that you should sit around the chat talking about it constantly and expecting it. Like, some people literally this moment just said, oh, well, I hope that so-and-so from last month comes back and just gifts everyone memberships again. No.
Oh, yeah, I bet you do too, Phil.
No. And by the way, if they just happen to show up and they're hanging out on a stream, you shouldn't fucking bother them for a gifted membership either. How obnoxious
No,
are
that's
you?
your job. That's your job to beg for them to regift the memberships. Yeah, how dare your chat take away your grift?
Right? Just because someone is a benefactor.
How obnoxious are they?
Trying to be a philanthropist around here and be nice to people.
Those bastards.
Doesn't mean that now you have a license to bother them and pester them for free shit. All right? No.
No, that's my job. Stop taking that away from me. That's what Phil's trying not to say right now.
You notice I don't do that.
Oh!
And I'm the one who directly benefits. And I don't do it. So if I don't do it, what gives you the right to do it?
You don't do it, huh? You just spent the last 8 minutes doing it. Fuck off.
It's against the rules to sit around and say, man, I really hope that so-and-so comes and gifts a bunch of shit. Yeah, well, I really hope you shut the fuck up before I ban you from the chat, because we don't want to hear you being like that.
Didn't you just spend the last 8 minutes going, man, I really hope I get PayPal donations? I'm just curious. I'm pretty sure that's what I heard.
And very, very not the spirit of giving that these people, should really be having. You should be grateful for the fact that you got something nice instead of demanding it again the next month. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's what I do. That's my job.
You know? So, anyway, stop this!
Oh my god, why is he so stupid? Okay. We're gonna start with our code blue cam and end with our radical. So these are the most patient cops ever. And since it's code blue cam, I wonder where in Wisconsin we're going to today.
On August 5th, 2023, an officer was dispatched to a bar and grill regarding a female refusing to leave in Eau Claire, Wisconsin.
Ah, Eau Claire. I don't think we've been to Eau Claire yet.
Staff advised the female, soon recognized as a 56-year-old named Rhonda, was acting erratic and harassing other customers.
Of course her name was Rhonda. Jesus. Oh, that was Darkside Phil. That was Darkside Phil yelling for views and money.
The officers knew her well and were aware of her history of combative behavior with law enforcement.
Rhonda from Wisconsin.
Upon arrival, she appeared to make unusual statements and emitted an odor of intoxicants.
Unusual statements? What does that mean? What unusual statements, I wonder?
Hi, ma'am. Officer Kim with the Eau Claire Police Department.
Oh, I'm
Rhonda, Rhonda,
yeah.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
These people stole from my family, man.
Copy name and house.
I'm waiting on a cab, so what?
Okay.
Don't act like you're trying to help me, sir.
Nope. Okay.
I come from family of war. Thank you for looking out for me, but you should go investigate these people in here.
Okay.
I come from a family of war? What? I come from a family of war. I'm confused as to what that means.
What's going on today?
Well, I know Mr. Food. They
Okay.
gave me fucking chocolate milk. Big deal.
Okay, so you're just waiting for a cab, then you're gonna be leaving. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, but you should go investigate these people in here. That's okay.
Okay.
I know.
You should go investigate these people in here, as I can barely say these people in here.
Gotcha. Yeah. Hey, Rhonda. What's going on? Why are you all upset today?
I'm not.
You're not?
I'm not at all.
You're not?
It's these people that are following me that took my whole family inheritance money.
Okay.
What? These people that are following me took my whole family inheritance money. Okay.
Stole from my family. It went from here to Europe.
So you're upset about that?
No, they're rude.
The people here, you're saying?
She was not until they followed me. Identity theft, fraud. Come on.
I'm so confused. Alcohol and meth, not a good combination.
An officer.
Okay.
It's over.
All right. You want to just hang out with her?
She said she's got a cab, so she's just standing out here. So
I just wanted to talk to staff and kind of see what else was going on.
Yeah, they're like, you want to hang with her? She's saying a bunch of weird shit.
You good?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm writing a story of my
Let me know if you need me.
You're writing a story of your life?
I can't tell you that.
Okay. So what's going on here?
See the bus driver right there?
Yeah.
I grew up here. People call randomly on me all the time, and it's over. It's being investigated right now, okay?
And she had one drink, went outside, came back in, ordered another drink, and she just started acting really, really crazy and started yelling at people and getting in their faces. I asked her to leave, and she wouldn't leave.
Can't talk about it.
So she had one drink, but what is she drinking? Like, one drink surely can't make you that fucked up. What have you been, like, what is she hiding?
Okay, fair enough.
There's people from here to China investigating, so for what happened within my family due to family inheritance money, their whole life earnings, my whole life earnings. I worked my life off, my ass off. I came down here to have a drink, and she gave me nothing, and they just call people. They call people to follow me wherever I go. Investigate that, Brandon.
They call is this a gang stalking thing? Is this what we're doing?
Randomly, they call the cops, and nobody calls and checks in on a scanner, on a police scanner, and I'm doing good.
This
I'm writing a
cop's
story.
just like,
Sometimes you
oh
have
my
to do the
god.
part, and I asked her to call me nicely, a cab, and everybody started getting involved, and I didn't appreciate that.
White entitled old biddy, yep.
That's fair enough.
And then she went outside for a while, came back in, asked for another one, and then she just like really quickly started getting really aggressive and loud, talking a lot of nonsense.
Well, they gave me chocolate milk, so you should probably be investigating these guys in here, but nobody does.
They gave me chocolate milk. Go investigate. Yes, that's totally something worth investigating. We'll go find out exactly why you got chocolate milk, ma'am. Yep.
If you're a real police officer, you would be investigating them. No, I don't have a criminal record.
She asked me to call her a cab.
You sure?
A cab. She was screaming at me. And
Gotcha. She was saying she had a cab, so.
she didn't call a cab.
And I know police officers here my whole life, okay?
Okay.
I'm tired of it. I was a single mother. I grew up
Okay.
here. I did everything right, and I'm tired. And I'm writing a story, okay? So
Oh boy. Oh boy, I'm writing a story.
sometimes you have to do the part. But I did not have no part of how they're reacting from the people that you guys are not protecting me from.
Okay.
Are you guys wanting her?
This
like, banned from the
officer's just
property
like,
or
I don't
trespass from the
even.
property?
I'm just gonna say
Just
okay.
banned from the property. Okay.
If you're not protecting me, then you're not a real police officer, and I need protection because I do know real police officers because I took care of one with MS, and one was married to my husband's sister.
Wait, what?
She did.
What about MS and husband's sister?
Well, third time.
Let's back that up.
Just banned from the property. Okay.
If you're not protecting me, then you're not a real police officer, and I need protection because I do know real police officers because I took care of one with MS, and one was married to my husband's sister.
Okay. Does anyone know what this has to do with anything? Because I don't. I'm lost. I don't speak this type of drunk.
She did correct my wife and said I will kick your ass.
She did?
Yeah. She's wasted.
Okay.
Well, third time at the Bolton house, you know, where a police officer, a real police officer, lost his life. Okay? I did the work.
She threatened all of us, actually.
Hey, you're on camera. You're on my movie, too.
You're on. I thought you were making a story, not a movie. Which one is it?
Yeah, there's cameras rolling nowadays.
Yeah, but guess what?
She's been really unruly.
All right, sounds good. Did you guys kind of feel kind of frightened and worried
Yes,
about the
we
area?
did. We tried to ignore her. She just kept coming at us.
We're
Okay.
really glad that she's not in here anymore.
Okay.
So thank you
Sounds
for
good.
having her on.
Don't listen to these people that you're listening
Don't listen. Is that a triple negative? Does that make it a negative again?
to. It's wrong.
I think we have enough for 95
It's not
DC.
right. You know what? You can't just randomly call a police officer. I know this.
Dispatch
Well,
soon
that's
advised
true.
that Rhonda had several open cases with conditions to maintain absolute sobriety.
Oh. Well, that's gone out the window, that absolute sobriety thing, hasn't it?
In my murder, and he was married into my family.
Okay. So
Don Adams.
So how much have you had to drink today?
Nothing. They
Really?
gave me chocolate milk. That's what I was pissed off about.
Just chocolate milk, huh?
I'm writing.
Okay. Would you submit to a PBT?
Just chocolate milk. That's why you're slurring like that, huh?
I'm not a criminal. No, I will not. I didn't do nothing wrong.
So they were saying that she had not called
I don't have no
anything.
warrants. I'm not a criminal.
Had nothing alcoholic here, then we can't go with that. So I say, if you want.
Alright.
How long is your cab till she gets here?
Can I just confirm?
I don't know, maybe you should
She
check
said she
with
had
that
2
lady.
drinks inside. Just confirm if they were
I had
alcoholic
to
drinks.
see, the thing is I asked the lady to call me a cab, and everybody got involved. That's what was bullshit.
Did you serve her alcoholic drinks?
I served her 2 drinks. When she first got here, she had 1, and then she went outside for a while.
And they were alcoholic?
Yes.
They were? Okay.
Yep, but she didn't finish her second one.
She did.
Oh, okay. So they just confirmed that she did get served alcohol, which means she is not maintaining absolute sobriety.
So she had about a drink in her.
Okay.
So if you have conditions not to be consuming alcohol, how come you're at a bar?
What are you talking about?
You know what I'm talking about.
What are you
Yes,
talking
you do.
about?
No, I don't. I ain't no criminal. I don't have no conditions. What are you talking about?
Alright, she did say that they were alcoholics.
They were?
Yeah. She had like 1.5.
What's her name?
Based off, there's multiple people in there saying that she got in her face. There's like threatening to kick her
Christ
ass.
sakes, you
Their
guys,
ass.
I grew up here. I'm in a movie, man. You're on the movie.
I'm
now.
in a movie, man. Oh, man. This is not just alcohol. I'm telling you this right now. This is not just
I
alcohol.
have to black that out. Cut.
Based off of her statement and like 5 other people in there. Do you have a cab driver?
I do.
Okay.
I didn't.
Yeah,
appreciate
Brandon, I'm with you. This is not just alcohol.
I don't appreciate that cops come over here and they don't do anything about it. Where's my protection? When I took care of police officers and they lost their lives.
So, do you think
You
you'd
know
be...
what? There's been police officers that lost their lives.
She said they don't want you here anymore. They want you
Don't
banned.
want me here anymore. You can't run me out of my own town. Everybody's been running me out of my own town. You know how many different officers? It's an investigation.
Nobody's
right
running
now.
you out
Well,
of
she
town,
doesn't. They
dude.
don't. Staff
Guess
here
what?
doesn't
They
want
can't
you
do
anymore.
that. They're
Okay.
not going to do that, and they won't do that.
Okay. So
They
I'm
just
telling
did.
you this.
You
You
know
aren't.
that-
You
no,
aren't
you're
welcome.
not.
You aren't welcomed here anymore. Okay.
Guess what? Nope. That's not going to happen in your eyes, maybe, but that's okay. You can say what you say.
What the
I know real police officers.
Rhonda, so this is a privately owned business. They can refuse to...
Privately? Oh my God, you guys are crazy.
This isn't a public...
This is, wow. The fact that people are this out of touch, this is nuts. I can't. I just can't even with this.
Here. It's a private
No, I
business.
was reminiscing. I came back here in my movie. There's a movie going on. You know you're part of it now?
How long till your cab gets
I
here?
don't come here very often, and there's people that just dip in and they dip out, and they're embezzlers and they're imposters.
Oh,
and that
they're
brings
embezzlers
criminals
now,
in. If
huh?
you were a real police officer, you'd be concerned for our children, for the next generation to come. Okay? We're all children of God, the young, the old, and those.
Oh
in between.
my
Some
God,
good,
here
some
we
bad,
go.
Some happy, some sad. It's my story. Okay.
She said she tried calling a cab and they couldn't get a hold of one, so it was gonna be on you.
Oh bullshit! I've known these guys for years. I grew up here. You killed.
Jesus Christ. Just take this girl to the drunk tank.
I'll
Seriously.
have my family and you guys are coming at me like that?
So if you didn't call a cab, would you like me to call one for you? If you
No,
did
I
not,
asked her nicely to call me a cab. People interrupted me. That's exactly what I said. Why aren't you in there? They're sitting in there laughing. You can hear them laughing. And you're not doing a damn thing about it. That's not protecting and serving me.
so if we leave, she's just gonna cause more
I grew up here.
As the officers attempted to take her into custody, Rhonda began yelling obnoxiously and actively resisted their efforts.
Oh boy, I bet you we're gonna have another possession impression.
Alright, let's just do it. Alright,
Here we
Rhonda,
go.
can you stand up for us?
What?
Can you just stand up?
I didn't do anything wrong. I went for my cab.
Alright, stand up. Rhonda, stand up. You're being placed under arrest, okay?
I'm not being placed under arrest. I didn't do nothing wrong. I'm waiting for my cab.
Rhonda, stand up.
No, I'm not. There's people right here. I didn't do anything.
Rhonda, I don't want to have to pick you up.
No, you're
I
not
need you
bringing
to
me
stand-
nowhere. I didn't do nothing wrong. I called a cab. I asked her to call me a cab. They dropped
And they weren't able to, and they want you gone. So up you get.
She did not call a cab.
I was only in here for one drink, and she gave me like chocolate milk. It was
Nope. You had
okay,
alcohol
then
here,
I'm
okay?
waiting. So what?
You
I'm not
can't
a criminal.
you can't have alcohol.
I'm not a criminal.
Okay, Rhonda.
But you are, though.
No, get away from me.
Rhonda,
Otherwise,
Rhonda, don't make this
no,
harder than it has to be.
Don't.
Stop.
Stop. Why are you doing this to me?
Stand up.
Oh my god, here we go. Here we go, everybody. Are we ready? Are we ready for the sirens?
Oh! Stop! Help! Help! Stop it! Leave me alone! I didn't do nothing wrong! Help! Help! Help!
Oh, she's got quite a good echo going.
Ow!
Stop resisting.
Ow! No, you're not.
Hey, stop it.
Fuck off me! Get the fuck off me, man! Get the fuck off me! Help! Citizens arrest! Citizens arrest! Citizen arrest!
Sounds like whiskey, yeah, but I think there's something else in there that she's been taking.
Criminal! And I know the police officers and I grew up here! Somebody help me!
Sam 165.
No! You're not even talking to the dispatcher!
Yes, he is.
Are you gonna be nice?
I didn't do nothing wrong. Let me go. No, I'm not under arrest.
What does that achieve? Yelling, "I'm not under arrest." What does that achieve? I'm very curious to know.
Rhonda, we're gonna have you roll over to your side.
Get on me! You're not a police officer.
Rhonda.
You didn't even call dispatch. You guys are somebody in uniform that are not police officers. Get these fucking cuffs on me! Help! Help! Somebody help! I know the police officers down at the police station. I know.
Good for you. Then they'll know who you are when you get there.
Kramer, I know the judges. Let me go. I called for a cab. I didn't do nothing wrong. I didn't do anything wrong. They're arresting me illegally. They're arresting me illegally.
Just relax, Rhonda, okay? Alright.
I'm educated and I'm going to college.
Hey, Rhonda, relax.
You're going
Look
to...
at my college. No, look at my college thing. I'm going to school. I didn't do anything wrong. They just came up to me and arrested me. These are not
That's
police
not what
officers
happened.
in uniform. Citizens arrest.
Oh my god. These are not police officers in uniform. Then what are they wearing and what are they doing?
Let me go.
Alright, just relax. Take some deep breaths, okay?
Take some deep breaths. My family's in danger. Are you kidding me? My family have a bowling got massacred.
My family.
Somebody who I have an investigation going on. Excuse me. These people are trying to arrest me and they're not police officers.
Everyone's like, yeah, they kind of are, lady. We're not. Nope.
They don't have a dispatcher or nothing. Unarrest me. These people stole my whole
you.
family
Oh,
life earnings.
okay.
And I did nothing wrong but call a cab, and all of a sudden you just came up to me and started arresting me. And you're not even a real police officer. I grew up here.
I can't do beer. I hate beer. I would rather do like wine or rum or scotch.
I should know this. I'm going to church tomorrow, for God's sakes. It's a movie.
No, you're not.
My story.
You want to sit up?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Do you think you're on the Truman Show?
Please do not try and kick me.
You want to walk? Will you walk over to the squad car?
No, I'm not going to jail. I did nothing wrong.
Yes, you
You
are.
are, okay?
Why am I going to jail?
Because you're being threatening and obnoxious to
No,
staff,
I just
and
told-
customers inside.
No. She called me a cab, and Holly's on her way. You guys already knew that Holly was on her way.
Do you want to stand up?
No, I'm not being arrested. You're not telling me why I'm arrested. I don't have no criminal
I
charges.
explained to you.
I have no.
You have conditions of absolute sobriety.
No.
You had multiple drinks.
I don't have no sobriety. I didn't do nothing.
That's correct. You don't have no sobriety. You are very correct, ma'am.
Can I have my cigarette?
No, we're kind of past that point.
Listen, I have no criminal record. There's a real police officer. Hey, tell him to let me go.
Okay, Rhonda, are you going to stand up and go to the
No,
squad
I had
car?
a cab coming. We
Okay,
don't even
then
know
pick
who
her
you
up.
are. You guys are people. Guess what? You're on TV. Do you know you're on camera everywhere?
How many times is she
We're
gonna
all
say
filming
that?
right now, so you don't have to worry about that.
Excuse me, sir. I don't have no criminal record or nothing.
Don't yet?
I called the cab and they're on their way.
In light of her uncooperative behavior, it was determined she should be placed in the wrap restraint system.
Rhonda, you got a couple choices here. You can either stand
What,
up
you're gonna
and
try
go...
to smother me and kill my life?
No.
Chemically
You
induce
can
me
either
like you.
go in
No,
the squad
I've been
car.
chemically induced.
Are you going to fight us?
Cooperatively
I've been chemically induced. Oh my.
Away from me. No, I have a cab coming. Get the away from me.
No, you don't.
Squad car.
No,
Those
you
are your
have
two
to have
options.
a reason to arrest me.
Disorderly
They
conduct.
do
and
have.
I didn't do
jumping.
anything wrong. I told you I had a cab coming.
Do you want to at least put the leg
I have a cab coming. Help!
No, you don't.
Help! Citizens arrest!
Relax.
What's this yelling citizens arrest going to do you think? I'm gonna say nothing. I made too many enemies with wild turkey. Jack Daniels and Jim Beam in my early drinking years. Oh. The best way to stay sober, only drink the expensive stuff and stay broke.
Relax.
No, you can't do that.
Stop.
You
Stop.
can't do that. I'm not
Here.
fighting you. Stop it. Do this to me before.
Just
They're watching
relax.
you.
Relax.
Get up,
Stand
get
up.
up.
Relax. Relax.
Get up. Are you filming this? Are you filming this? They're
Who
filming
is she
it. I saw all the
asking?
neighbors. They're all filming it. I work in the medical field. You guys chemically induced me.
Oh my lord, this is definitely not just alcohol. Holy fuck.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you're hurting me. Get that off me, man.
Well,
Oh my
stop
goodness.
fighting.
Are you guys filming this?
Yep, we're filming it.
No, you're not. They are.
Not supposed to kick police either.
I didn't kick no police.
Yeah, you
What are
did.
you talking about? Get that off me. You
No.
guys. Help. Help. Help.
Everyone's like, thank God she's leaving. No, no one help her.
Help. Look at Please help me, citizens arrest. These are not police officers. These are not.
Then where did they get all that equipment from? You weirdo.
Not police officers. They're not police officers. They tried to do it. Please.
Oi, oi, oi. Did she just say oi, oi, oi?
Police officers. They tried to do it.
Oh my God, she did.
Please. Please. They're gonna arrest you as soon as you arrest me. Did you know that?
Good.
Yep.
Who's
I
they?
wasn't fighting you guys and I did nothing wrong and you were. No, I had a cab coming.
What's that?
Citizens arrest.
You want
I have a
my
cab
spot or you
coming.
gonna-
Help! Help!
Hold on a second.
Help! My citizens arrest. You guys, I'm from Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Call my son.
Just relax, okay?
Get up.
Your son probably wants nothing to do with you. This is another instance of reasons I would never become a cop. Yeah. Yeah. He's Pinkala said I could try. They tried everything not to touch this woman, and I can understand why. I was at a hotel recently that matched what this woman is. Oh God. Methany needs a shower.
Get out. Get that off my head.
Which squad are we going to, guys?
Now get out. I work in the medical field.
Relax.
No, if you mean worked in the medical field, That attending rehab doesn't mean you worked in the medical field, lady.
Come on now, Rhonda.
Okay. Take some deep breaths, okay?
Are you guys filming this? Film
Everything's
it.
locked down. Everything. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Are you guys filming this?
Feet first. Feet first.
Help! I didn't do nothing wrong. I work in the medical field. I work in the medical field. They're trying to kill me. They're trying to murder me. They're trying to murder me. They're trying to kill my life.
They're trying to kill my life. Oh my god. Oh my god.
They tried to already.
This is
They
crazy.
already tried to murder me. They already tried.
Oh, they tried to fuck you, did they?
Help! 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 You're not police officers.
Somebody give her some lorazepam,
Who are
quick.
you piece of shit? You laughing? You think that's funny?
Got it. Leave that off here.
Get my
Sorry, bonked you there. Everybody all right? Everybody's all right. William 145 headquarters. We are 10-2. She's in the squad car. That's why I wanted to go 95 with her, because I was like, she doesn't have a cab. She's saying she didn't.
Yeah, she didn't call one.
And she's claiming she has a cab, but God knows she was lying, so.
Yeah.
And if we leave, she would just cause more issues. That's your first time dealing with her?
Yeah.
Hey, great job, guys.
That's your first time dealing with her? Whoo! That's funny.
Why do you wear black? That's a good question. I don't know how you deal with that. I would lose it. It's not the first time, unfortunately.
Look, there's you, honey. I don't know how you do that every day. I would lose it.
what I get.
I wouldn't think so.
Hey, it's Barry with the city. I'm about 5 minutes out with a cooperative female on the wrap.
Help! 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 Help!
Are police officers allowed to wear earplugs while they're driving? They should be.
Help! I work with people in memory care. You f***ing fool! Who the f*** are you?
Once she arrived at the jail, she continued to be combative and disorderly, swearing at staff while she was placed in the holding cell.
Hello, Rhonda. Ready to rock and roll?
Why are you putting me in jail? I did nothing wrong. I have no criminal record. Get the f*** off me, you motherfucker! Get the f*** off me! I work in the medical field. No, you're not a police officer.
I'm a correctional officer, I know.
The f***
Yeah, I know. I'm a correctional officer. I know. Blah, blah, blah. I'm not a cop.
Don't you
Yeah.
grab me like that. I did nothing wrong.
Run it, ready,
Don't you grab my f***ing arm. You son of a bitch. Guess what? Watch.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
Rhonda was
Rhonda.
charged with misdemeanor counts of disorderly conduct, resisting an officer, and bail jumping ×3. All charges are repeaters.
Oh, wow.
She was later released on a $5,000 signature bond. Head over to codebluecam.com and check out our great selection of quality-made merch that won't disappoint.
Oh, Rhonda. Oh, Rhonda, why you gotta be so stupid? Oh, Rhonda. Oh, Lord. Okay, guys, I am going to end this here. Remember, tomorrow I do have an appointment, but it is not going to make me as late as today. So I'm guessing I'm going to aim for 11:30 tomorrow because my appointment is on the phone at 10:45. And I'm going to give the doctor a little bit of leeway because she usually calls me a bit early or a bit late. So I'm just going to aim for 11:30 start time. And we will go until just after 2 like today. And I am going to do the games stuff on Saturdays and Sundays, but I will be doing stuff offline so that I'm not just like stuck in the same stagnant, play spot where I used to be for MK11. So I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a fantabulous Monday, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.